Coach, can you just talk about Ty Jerome's second quarter?
I believe it was great. It was great how the crowd got into it. Like, those moments don't happen a lot in the NBA where one guy just gets it going like that, and you just felt like, I'm like, this is crazy. This is Ty Jerome. I mean, no, I love Ty, but geez, it was like a superstar performance. Quite honestly, that's so rare. It's great for the crowd. Obviously, great for our group. Great for Ty.
Jalen Tyson obviously is getting the start, playing 37 minutes. What did he bring tonight?
Energy, rebounding. Almost had a triple-double, right? Like, that's the guy we saw in Sarasota in training camp. That's the guy we saw in September when he came here. And I know a little bit of, the minutes he had. He hasn't been getting a lot of minutes, and then had the little, the injury, and just great to see him play well.
Danny.
Ty obviously had a career night tonight, and it feels like we've said that 4 or 5 times in the 17 games you guys have played this year. And I know Kobe called him the MVP of September before training camp started, but what has he been compared to what you expected him to be before this season?
I mean, I guess it's the scoring. I think I've said this, but Ty was always a kind of a pass first. Setup guy, cerebral connector, and so the aggressiveness to score, and not only the jump shot, right? I don't know what this shot distribution looks like, but it looks like threes and rim. The way he's finishing is phenomenal. It's just kind of a little bit, out of nowhere, quite honestly, especially for a guy that was, on the shelf last year and injured.
How important was seeing this team respond the way it did tonight after losing for the first time?
Especially being down. I've seen these games lost quite like the other teams have a lot of guys down and injured, and maybe there's not that you're coming off a tough loss, all the kind of thing, but it showed great maturity from our group. Led by our vets. I thought the start of the third quarter, we challenged the guys. Our defense, again, was a little leaky in the first half, and then Evan and J.A. set the tone in that third quarter.
You kind of brought it yourself when you're playing teams that are resting guys. Sometimes other teams rest guys, too. For Jalen to play with most of the members of the roster that play regularly, how important was that for him to do that and not just play alongside guys who are also on the reserves?
I'll give our assistant coaches credit. They really pushed to put him in the starting lineup. And I was fighting it. I said, wait a second, he hasn't really played at all. I'm not, I was pretty unsure, and they pushed and pushed. I was in the elevator with DeMar Carroll, and he goes, hey, we got to start Jalen because it's important for a young guy to be around vets to start, and I thought that was great. That's why you have a staff, and it's a great suggestion that really helped him get off to a good start.
Going off of that with Jalen tonight, what type of advice are you or maybe some of the assistant coaches giving him before getting that start?
I don't know. It's kind of in the NBA. It's like you're a pro. Not like there's no like, hey Jalen. There's no really. We just kind of throw it up on the matchup side. You're starting. There was no phone call, or especially with a rookie, it kind of works that way. We don't make a big deal out of it. Be interesting to see what he says, if he was surprised or. But sometimes it's best not to make a big deal out of it. So, I guess that strategy worked tonight.
What's that? Kenny, first time all season, 3 days in a row without a game. How are you feeling about that? How nice is it for you?
I'm going to Florida. I'm out tonight. No, it's good. We need the physical rest. Obviously, is super important, but the mental getaway is going to be huge. I keep saying 17 games in 29 days it's a lot, and we need it. But I told the guys, I said, man, start out 16-1. It's really something to you'll look back on like the rest of your life, really, like 15-0, and they won't forget it. Incredible. Really happy for the guys, and glad they're being rewarded with these 2 days. And 2 days off is Tuesday. We're not practicing. There's no, they want to come in and get shots or whatever, but no practice. And off for the media too. You guys are off. No, you don't have to come in.
He's joking, coming in.
Nick Paul, ESPN Cleveland. You guys were down a couple of key components in tonight's game. How impressed were you with the bench? Doing 48 points.
Super impressed. You never know in these. This is an NBA game. They have good NBA players on the other side, and you're never sure. I was nervous as heck before this game. I said I've seen these games lost, like I said, and for them to respond is credit to our development group, right? Because they're development coaching group, because they work with the guys. They're doing a lot of that, the stay ready, prepare. Credit to our performance team that keeps them ready physically. It's tough. All of a sudden you're not playing. Boop, thrown in. Now you're playing 37 minutes. So great. Really happy. Tristan too gets in there and performs well. I love games like this. You really can. Everybody on the roster gets involved. It's great for chemistry.
Jack.
Pre-game, you talked about wishing that you could have gotten Evan more involved in the fourth quarter against the Celtics.
Yeah.
The first quarter here, he led the team in shots. Was there a concerted effort?
Yeah,
to get
that
him
was
going early?
concerted. We ran the first play for him. We have to find a better balance. I have to find a better balance between our great guard play, our great perimeter play, and then getting him and J.A. more involved, and especially with these teams that switch everything and try to beat you with the 5-out. We need to beat them in the paint, and Evan's a big part of that. So that was definitely intentional.
Why was it so important, like today, for you to come out after that game?
I think it makes a statement to him, right? Like, hey, it's a little bit like the head coach putting up his hand. Like, and I told him during the scout, the pregame today, that fourth quarter, I felt like it was on me. I did not call your number, and we'll do a better job. And then I followed that up, like, okay, and then the players felt it, right? They started getting them involved. So sometimes we need a wake-up call, and it's hard on this team because we're so talented with our guard play. But if we're going to get to the next level, we're going to take that next step. We need that balance with Evans, interior and perimeter play.
Last one, Joji.
Coach, you mentioned Tristan.
Yeah.
And I think he had a season high in points and rebounds tonight. What has he meant to you guys, not just on the floor, but off?
Well, first, he's meant a lot to me because he's 14 years in the league, right? We're almost like, equals. Like, he's got a championship under his belt and knows the city of Cleveland. He knows the environment here. He knows the club. So that's helped my transition a lot. And then the guys in that locker room respect the heck out of him. So when we're not taking something seriously enough or excuse me, not executing, he's on us, and he's on me, and you need that toughness, you need that know-how, in the locker room and it's been really, really great.
Okay, just gonna wrap it up.
All right, thanks everybody.